All right. Greetings and welcome. And thank you for joining. We are on part two of why my karmic family amplified their attacks against me. Okay, so as I left off on the first part here, they didn't care about the current situation that I was in, the health and well being and safety of me and my son in Las Vegas, Nevada at night, or just on in a general sense. They had no interest and or concern about that. Their only concern was their money. Okay, in which we had already made deals and communications about. So essentially, they wanted to be able to keep my car and my money and have me to, I guess, figure what the fuck out that I was supposed to do in terms of how I was supposed to find shelter, how I was up, we were supposed to be okay. They didn't care anything about that. So that tipped me over the top. That was the first thing that made me realize essentially how toxic and cutthroat and cold my family was. So I went off. I went off on my knees. I was like, how dare you? Because she tried to basically, she thought by calling her mother or calling my mother that was going to bully me into giving her money. And I was like, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be pushed and bullied into giving my last money while you guys don't give a fuck, money hungry whores, about me and my son's well being. And you want my vehicle and like, no, bitch. No. So she was adult enough to come and talk to me and do all of that. And so besides the point, it's the reality of how cutthroat and cold my entire family was about that, and they thought it was funny. So this is when I realized that my people were narcissists, sociopaths, that everything had become about money, and that any giving and assistance that they provided was always a communal narcissistic energy to have some kind of power and control over you, to make you feel indebted, or to try to make you feel low in some way. So I went off on my mother and my father because instead of them having balls, instead of them doing the right thing, instead of them standing up to their daughter, their older daughter, and their grandchildren and saying, we don't do this. They want to talk about God, religion, Bible, and family. But instead of standing up to them and saying, we don't do this. We do not put our family out behind no money. We do not just disregard the health and well-being and safety behind no money, behind some fuck shit. That is not how we operate since we say we godly. Okay? But instead, what did they do? They continue to enable the narc. And so I told my mother off and I told my father off. I sent both of them messages. This is when it all happened. I told my mother off in a message and I called every last one of them all out on their shit because they had been picking on me, picking on me, picking on me, and picking on me. And so I called them out on what their problem was: their jealousy, their insecurity, their envy, their greed, all of it. I called every last one of them out. This is when it happened. This is the first time. I was like, fuck it. They pissed me off. When I realized what they've done, I was like, they gonna hear it. Because they want to go about acting like they're so damn godly. Godly people don't act like that. They want to talk about how they're so family this and family that and this and that. They don't, spiritual people don't do that unless they were being endangered. And they know full damn well that I did not endanger now one of their lives. In fact, me and my son's life were endangered for fucking with them. So they amplified it because I started calling them out. I went off, like I said, I went off on my father because he's a shapeshifter. He'll say one thing to you 1 minute and something else later. He's a shapeshifter. He's a fake fuck. Okay? He'll say anything in the moment. His soul been checked out. Okay? He'll say anything. His mind is being controlled by his narcissistic daughter, and he didn't know it. Okay? So this is why because I was the one that had the balls to actually stand up to them and call them out when they did the first thing they did wrong to me and my son. And that's not really the first thing. I mean, I saw other heinous shit before that, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back. When I realized that they would put us out on the street in Las Vegas, Nevada at night because I wouldn't be bullied, this is when I knew that they had long checked out, that everything had become about money to my people. Fuck you, fuck your son, fuck the agreement we made, fuck all of that, fuck your health and your well-being, all of that. Just give me the money, give me the money. They had plenty of money, they were making money, but none of that mattered at that time. At that time, my niece didn't even have children. So she just basically, she was a product of her mother. Okay, that cold-hearted, cutthroat energy of I don't care. But then they want to talk about God and Bible and Christian and, you know, all this shit, how they're so helpful, bitch. No, that is not what the fuck happened. That's why I tell people it serves you to get the fuck out of the way, because chances are you don't even know the real story. You know fragmented pieces of a story. So as time proceeded, it became a project of getting even. They amplified their spell work. They amplified their attacks. They amplified getting people to, you know, team up against me. They amplified trying to trick me over and over again to get stuck, to have to come back so they can do more of their spells and weird shit to me and my son, so they can steal more shit. Okay. And so it can make them look like they keep helping over and over again. My family is notorious for that, especially my sister. Notorious for that. She's notorious for that with her own kids. By the way, she's been doing spells on her kids and she's doing spells on her friends. She's been doing that. Nobody don't want to believe it. She had a friend and she was actually jealous of a friend, and she wanted this friend to be jealous of her. So she's been doing rituals on this friend, causing chaos and conflict and hardship, and the friend probably don't even know it's because of her own friend that this shit's been happening to her. She was jealous of a friend she went to high school with that was educated and that people looked up to, and she wanted people to look at her a certain way, but she wanted to also look like she's the hero and a helper, like she's helping everybody. She's not. She never has been. She's been a part of the problem. She wants to talk about, you know, people's men flirting with her and shit like that. She been she was putting spells on the motherfuckers to do it. Shit. And then not being honest. Like, what kind of friend and what kind of slithery, snaky friend is that? She's been having affairs with married people. And I know we all have a history and story, but I'm saying this, the point I'm making is this. She tried to act like she's not like that. She tried to act like that. She tried to project her shit onto me. Long after I cleaned up my life, long time ago. So that commenced their Project Revenge. So they start hoovering over my life, stalking my social media, doing more rituals, scheming and planning, getting other people involved to come do fucked up shit, paying other people to come do fucked up shit. Unfortunately, people in their desperation and low vibration are dumb enough to fall for the shit. But they amplified it because I called them out. My sister was jealous and I called her out on it. She's been displaying this energy for years. And I was done. I finally seen it up close and personal. My mother as well. I was done. And so since I had the audacity to tell them about themselves, they amplified their attacks against my life. Well, let's cause chaos and conflict. Let's cause people to leave her. Let's cause her to have no support. Let's cause this. Let's cause that. Let's team up other family members against her. She had her daughters up to it. She had her daughters stealing, social media, stalking, because she ain't that savvy. So she put her daughters up to some of the shit. But they want to try to perpetuate this image of innocence. They're anything but innocent. Collective, this too is your story if this is resonating. See, like I said, the fact of the matter is they've been doing this shit. They were doing it, but they amplified it when you guys start standing up and speaking the truth and calling them out. They amplified it when you guys decided to separate your life. They've been doing it, but they amplified it. Okay? Just like with my situation. Guest of honor. You guys stood for truth and honor and refused to bow. Like, I'm going to call everybody out. They want to act like they're this big happy family and this save bitch energy bitch. They're full of shit. And once you guys discovered their secrets, then they really amplified attacks. Okay? When I discovered my family's secrets, then they amplified attacks against me and my son. They amplified their spell work. Then they ran to the church to get the sleep church fucks involved on some dumb shit because their secret had been exposed. So now all of a sudden they want to try to really hurry up and get rededicated, bitch. Okay, they amplified it. Let's see if we can get the church involved. Let's see if we can get this person from the past involved. Let's see if we can get that one involved. Let's see if we can go to some loose mind spiritualist that don't use discernment and go get their life fucked up as well for even teaming up with the karmic whore. They amplified it when they saw that they couldn't silence me. When their secrets were being revealed. They also amplified it when people were wanting to come and do honorable things by me. When they saw that some people were like, no, I want to do the right thing. They've been doing this. Anybody who come into my life, they'll do a spell to make people go away. They get readings. They have a group. They'll do some shit to do a spell, chaos and conflict, or to send lust on somebody so somebody can go on a trail of chasing lust. Okay? They were stealing from me, stealing my creative intellectual property. Yes, they are. They amplified that. They did this in secret and they know that I know about it. So they were trying to discredit me and end my life so that they wouldn't have to be found out or ever paid. But see, here's the funny part. I am already setting things in motion. The moment something foul and crazy happens to me or my son, everybody's secrets are going viral. Everybody's secret groups, secret affairs, secret societies, secret addictions, secret habits, secret lovers, secret rituals, secret practices will be going public and viral. The moment any weirdo energy happens to me or my son. Because before this lifetime is done, every last one of them will be exposed and revealed for who and what the fuck they really are. Versus the illusions that they have tried to perpetuate. My family tried to perpetuate as a godly family. They are God of this world, full of addictions and low vibrations and attachments and bad habits and mental illness that they're covering up with fancy clothes and labels. That they have projected onto me and my son for years and wanted to use us as the poor, unfortunate scapegoat souls to project their problems on and to try to step into my energy. Every last one of them are going to fry. Anybody who knew about it, anybody they paid off, anybody that's partnering with them, they're going to fry. I'm going to make sure of it. And if it so happens to be other family members, too bad, so sad. Because either they step up, call these black witches out, expose them willingly, or I'm going to take them all down together. There is no other alternative. There are no other options here. There's no negotiating. It's either expose them and turn them in, or you die, or you go down. That's it. That's their karma. This is all the energy that they have invested towards me and my son, death. They've been investing in death rituals, attempts to physically hurt us, attempts to get us set up, attempts to get us in prison, attempts to get us jumped. My son was jumped behind his own family. My son was attacked behind his own family. He was physically attacked behind the so-called godly ones. They were attempting to poison me, poison my son, stealing, and you name it. So this is why you guys hear the toughness in my voice, because, well, how dare they? There is not an ounce in me that's going, oh, no, it's not. Because they've been doing this shit for years. And they thought that hopefully they can kill me off and kill my son off before all this shit got exposed and revealed. And then they can step off trying to be me after they done spent all their life savings on surgeries trying to look like me. After they use their children to study me and watch me and steal from me to try to act like they are me. Hoping that by the time all this figured out, I didn't die because they've been sending death rituals and spells and attacking my physicality, my son's physicality, all sorts of shit. They wanted me isolated and alone because I exposed them. Because I called them out. And they are still at it. So people that are listening to that, buying it, believing it, participating in it, partnering with it, I'm actually calling judgment. I am asking my team to attack the resources of individuals that are dumb enough to supply them. Because if people don't willingly turn these motherfuckers in and expose them and tell the truth and shame the devil and do what the fuck is right willfully, then it's going to be something indirectly then. meaning attack these individuals' money, their credit, any and every way in which my family has used them. So that way, no one will have a choice. You still want to be loyal to the narcissistic motherfuckers? Well, you're going to lose everything as a result of it. You still want to be loyal to your mother? You still want to be loyal to your grandmother? You're going to lose it all. You still want to finance? You still want to cover up? You still want to hide? Well, things are going to start trickling away. The final gavel has been dropped. Either people tell the truth about them, the ones that know, either they expose this shit, or it's going to be a forced exposure. Because then everybody they rely on going to start losing their jobs. They're going to start losing hours. They're going to start losing their health. Something is going to happen. I'm calling judgment on anyone who finances and funds my family who was a part of fuck shit towards me and my son, including the church, including practitioners, including extended friends and family, anybody. Until they get a clue about the truth. These are some cold-hearted, cutthroat snakes that did not give a fuck about me and my son's health and well-being. Greedy, money-hungry whores that sing, holy, oh, the word of the Lord, oh, full of shit, full of shit, full. They are full of shit, full of shit, full. They're the main ones posting shit on Insta, fake and Facebook, talking about what God said. Mental health, or what God is revealing, and they're the ones that's in need of assistance. Their secret life is that they are addicted to spell work. Their secret life is they are black witches and warlocks. And what they're going to pay for the most before they croak, what every last one of them are going to pay for the most before they croak, first and foremost, is the rituals on my son. Second is projecting their Satanism or fuckery and dark shit onto me. They're going to pay for that the most. Because they try to use the fact that I'm into tarot as a way to convince motherfuckers that I was the one that was into some darkness. See, here's the thing. The reason why they do that as well, because see, what folks don't understand is narcissists, because they have to do shit the dark way, then they assume that that is how you're doing it. Because they have to resort to doing some really toxic, fucked up shit, then they assume that if you have any level of success or whatever it is you're doing, then that must be the only way that you're doing it, because that's how they have had to do it. But the reason why they had to do it that way, because first and foremost, it's not their fucking destiny. Second of all, they're karmic. They chose to. So their ancestors disconnected from them. So they had to resort to those things. But when you align to higher frequency and divinity in your higher self, then you get energy and messages, downloads, and able to co-create without resulting to calling a weird entity and some dark shit, bitch. Okay? Without needing to sell your soul and do some kind of blood ritual, or, you know what I'm saying? So they try to stamp that taboo, energy onto me. That is the reality of who they are. And this was the greatest secret of all. Anytime you want to allow people to silence you, collective, you know, like it is with my family, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to amplify their attacks against you, even if it's in a passive, aggressive, and covert way. Okay? They are. And that is exactly what my family did and why. I called them out on the shit the first time I come to realize how heinous they really were. While they got people convinced that they're so, you know, selfless and helpful and godly, ain't nothing. Yeah, they're godly, all right. 3D based, man made religion, earth, lower vibrational frequencies, addictions and attachments and bad habits. That's their godly. Their godly is money. Anything for money, fame, clout, notoriety. And if religion is seeming to be the ticket for them, they'll try that bitch once karma start coming to whoop their ass. They will always attempt to make you go crazy and make you look crazy. That's what they did to me. Okay? They've been working against me and my relationships and my love life from the beginning. This is why I'll never have any kind of respect for individuals who, you know, so-called connect with people's families on a slick tip. There was no way on God's green earth that I was going to be communicating with divine masculines, people behind his back, strategizing, partnering for no reason. Wasn't going to happen. And trust me, they had their views and their opinions and things that they have said about divine masculine to me. And guess what? Each time I told divine masculine, because I don't get down like that. Okay, I'm not doing no sneaky sly shit with nobody's family. Because one thing I know for sure, chances are the individual know their family better than you. They have been there and they've been around, and there's more to things than meets the eye. This is one of the reasons why I don't play that. On top of, as an adult grown person, I conduct my adult grown relationships with the motherfucker that I'm in a relationship with, not their family. But with the motherfucker I'm with. And people who operate in that kind of energy is a distorted energy. And that's my family. They went around snaky and slithery behind my back, trying to cause ruin, trying to cause people to come against me and to see me in a different light. So before they die, and before 2022 is out, people will know this will be revealed to the world. And the longer it takes for me to get my justice, the more that's going to be revealed and the more hell they're going to pay. The longer it takes for people to come clean, the longer it takes for people to turn these hoes in, the longer it takes for people to come and tell me the truth, the longer it takes for people to make the shit right, the most shit that's held back, the longer it's held back, the more they attack, the more they come against my shit, the more they come against my son, the more they hex, the more they steal, the more they vex, the more that will be revealed, and the more I am unleashing hell. I have nothing but time. I am in a position to do just that. If the slightest thing happened, not only they're going to have hell to pay, but everything will instantly go viral. Churches, everything that I have gathered, people think they know everything about me, and they think they know all the information that I have. Well, I'm sorry, they do not. So people's secret affairs, people's secret societies, they're bounty hunters, they're gangsters, they're bullies, they're con artists, they're thieves, will be on display. And the longer I don't have what's mine, the more I'm going to ask my team to take what they got left. The more they fuck with my energy, the more I'm telling my team to fuck with theirs. And then I keep living. But collective, this is why the attacks were increased in my life. It's why the attacks were increased in yours. So don't trip out. Okay, this is something that happens to us. It's like, don't trip out, because when you stand for truth, attacks are going to come. When we're cowards and bending to the status quo and enablers and tongue biters and flying monkeys, yeah, it's a cushy life because you're not a fucking threat. You're in the control in which they want you to be in. But when you pose to stand for justice and honor, and they benefit off of dishonor, you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be an increase. But you can do it. Okay, like myself, you have supporters, you have your high vibe team, you have that ragtag team of Avengers, bitch, that's gonna tear these people a new one, bitch. It's gonna make them wish they never spell, bitch. It's gonna make them wish they never try to do some shit. It's gonna make them wish they ain't never stole mad nothing. It's gonna make them wish they would have went the fuck on about their lives and shut the fuck up somewhere. It's gonna make them wish, bitch, that they could unwind time and rewind and unwind. So hang in there. But you do need to stand and speak your truth. Live in your truth, speak your truth, tell your story, tell what went down versus the narcissistic group control delusional version of it to keep people buying their bullshit. Okay? All right, guys.